Reverend Ray, it's great to have you with us at Urban Sanctuary this morning. Thanks for taking time.
Good to be here, Dana. Thank you.
Yeah, it was great to collaborate with PACT too last weekend at the Rally for Public Safety Accountability.
It was a great time. Thank you for graciously allowing us to host at your space. Everything was coming together at the last minute and multiple things happening at the same time. So thank you. And the mural, the Jesus as the Agitator, as you'll see from the San Jose Mercury, was a great theme of the work that we're doing.
Fantastic. I'll have to be sure and share that with the members of the congregation. Well, so hey, so I want to reach out and just get to know you a little bit and allow the congregation to get to know the Reverend Ray that I have enjoyed really getting to know. So I want to do that. I want to just ask, what you entered actually in a time of really, deep turmoil in our country, difficult time to lead an organization. So what part of your spiritual journey or your spiritual practices, Ray, have prepared you for this moment, for leading PACT through times like these?
So coming in during a period like this, where I started August of last year, 2019, and in the middle of my tenure, we have a pandemic, which completely shifts the paradigm of which how PACT organizes and works to develop leaders within the community. So I think what has prepared me is just my background of always being ready and prepared. To give you an idea, I was a Navy chaplain. So a mantra that we always had was stand by to stand by. We never knew what was going to happen in any given moment. But regardless of what happened, you had to be prepared to serve.
The chaplaincy often is kind of understood to be kind of a base experience of ministry, that ability to just be present and to build relationships with people quickly.
Yes.
So I had that myself as well, and it's invaluable experience, isn't it?
Yeah, people don't know how much you care until you show up and you're just present. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but you show people how much you care by just being present.
Yeah, and so I know in community organizing, it's like grassroots, ground up. What are the issues on the ground that are affecting people's lives, and just listening profoundly to that. So tell me a story about, maybe tell me a story about an inspiring PACT lay leader, or amongst lay leaders that get involved in PACT. What are the kinds of things that lead them or call to them to get involved? What's that look like?
That's a great question. To give you an idea, historically, PACT has had organizing around transportation justice. There were communities of faith on the east side who was experiencing over-policing and parking tickets. Right? And as you know, to a person who works a regular 9 to 5, a parking ticket can be a half day's work. So what they decided to do was to speak to things that were specifically affecting them economically and unjustly in their community. Unfortunately, in our cities and communities, you have individuals living, multiple families living in single family residence, which creates an issue with parking. The city was taking advantage of those situations and exploiting, for poor use of a word, individuals that had no place to park simply because there were multiple families living in single family residence. That's how they survived. If anyone knows anything about San Jose, it's expensive as all get out. And many people have to do what they need to survive. So these communities of faith organized, where you had ordinary people who now were able to speak to city commissioners, city councilors about what the over-policing and ticketing was causing, the economic strife and hardship it was causing in their communities. And they were able to reduce the levels of ticketing.
I love that about community organizing, that it actually is just real on the ground. Sometimes it's not like a heroic issue. It's one of those issues that but really affect people's lives. And you get in there and you change policy, you change a practice in the community in a way that really will give some relief to that. It's great when people join together to really do that and make that happen. I love that.
Yeah, our faith often dictates that we have to move mountains, but no, moving a simple parking ticket is just as significant as moving a mountain for some communities.
Looking at those things though too, I mean, Ray, I want to nurture hope, you know. I think we're all trying to like nurture this profound sense of what's possible, even though it feels so challenging right now. In your most hopeful moments, in when those when you settle into that place and you feel what's possible, what changes do you think we maybe can win or could actually happen here in San Jose as a result of the growing momentum and awareness of the pervasiveness of racism in our community? So what's given you hope right now in that arena?
Man, Dana, I tell you what has given me a lot of hope is seeing how the youth have responded, how they've reacted to all of the challenges that we're currently going through. What has also encouraged me is the response from our faith community, who have decided to call out other faith leaders who have been complicit and silent when it is their members that they are preaching hope to every Sunday, that are facing most of the travesties, pervasive issues within our community. You know, how ironic is that? You preach hope, but yet you're not willing to speak out against the injustices.
And I so appreciate the way you keep it real about preaching hope and then not being able to do anything to make those changes happen and to be part of it. You know what? During this process, one of our members pulled out an old passage that I had not seen for a long time from one of the epistles, that hope deferred makes the heart sick.
Yes,
And
absolutely. And to give you more insight, as a Black man, I come from an ancestry of slavery, right? My great great grandmother, my grandmother's mother, was born a slave. So we're not that far removed from a historic history, a horrible history. But what's my point in mentioning that? The slave narratives had nothing to look forward to other than life after death, right? That New Jerusalem, that sweet by and by. Whereas we have been afforded in all of our communities um, the hardship, the struggle, the pain of our ancestors to be able to say, we no longer have to wait right now. Matter of fact, we demand justice right now, justice and equity for all. If none are free, to all of us are free, you know, and that's all of our communities that are welcome to this table. So we must insist that there is room. And that's the beauty of organizing. You know, the beauty of organizing is not having those who are privileged at the table, but those who are most impacted, those who are closest to the pain. Because I believe that, as my faith tradition says, Christ was always with those who were closest to the pain. Right? There's something divinic about being able to serve and empower those who think that they're powerless, but they're not. So through this combination of gracious individuals and communities of faith with those who have the energy and rigor, there are some demands that we can have right now. There are some things and victories that we can have right now.
you know, you see a lot of different congregations, Rev Ray. You know, you see a lot of different kinds of congregations, urban sanctuary, this kind of small but very active and very urban, located next to City Hall. What wisdom, advice, encouragement would you give the people of Urban Sanctuary?
So one of the beautiful things about your community is just the ability to meet people where they are, love them where they are, and create a nurturing relationship that promotes a sense of belonging, right? I finally found somewhere that I belong. And guess what? It's a community of faith. I may not understand it, but what I do understand is when someone treats me well, when someone is genuine and they invest their time, their energy in me. So the benefit of such a community at the center of our city can never be undervalued or overstated. It is incredible, the ability to have that type of witness, to come, whoever may come, right?
So, right, in closing, do you have like a prayer, a poem, a guiding scripture of some sort that is guiding and informing you right now, this chapter of your life?
Yeah, Dana, first of all, music, I'm very musical. I may not look like it, but music, the Psalms are very guiding for me.
Do you sing or?
I do sing. I do sing.
Yeah, yeah. You can come over and sing sometime.
You invite me. If you invite me and you give me a mic or we're outside, you best believe I'm letting you have some worship and praise.
So we have a jazz pianist basically that is our primary musician, Neil, and so if I were to give him a tip on a favorite song or something, a couple of songs you'd like to do, what would be a couple of your favorites?
Hey, tell him to.
He could do anything.
What's Neil's last name?
McPherson.
Okay, I was thinking maybe it was another Neil, but anything from Fred Hammond um, uh, would be perfect for me. I'd have to give him some titles of the songs, but anything Fred Hammond, anything Richard Smallwood, those are some of my favorites.
All right, can you give me a bar or so?
Let's see. Now you put me on the spot. I have to think about it. Let's see.
Or anything. Yeah.
Oh, Dana, hold on a second. Whenever you ask someone and you put them on the spot, they can never think of. Here I am to worship. Here I am to bow down. Here I am to say that you're my God. You're altogether lovely, altogether wonderful, altogether awesome to me.
There's nothing like music. Maybe we should all just stop talking and start singing more.
Let's start singing. Absolutely.
Or if I did it, I don't know if it'd be so uplifting.
All voices, because Dana, I used to direct a choir. That's where I hid out for a long time before ministry.
Yeah.
And we used to just want the energy. I think the energy behind the voices is what makes the celebration real, regardless of how it sounds.
Yeah. I think Marcus Berg talked about music as what they call the thin place, where you can almost touch God, it's
Yes,
really thin there. And
absolutely.
I always find music does that. So if I'm down, I just got to get my little Bose speaker here and hook some good tunes up to it, and my day gets a little bit better.
Absolutely. Turn it up and sing to your heart's content. Absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, well, it's been really great to talk with you. And I'm so grateful that you're able to just kind of be with us
Yes.
in this way that technology is allowing that. But I thank you for being with us in the spirit as well, by just bringing your spirit to be with us.
Well, I appreciate the invitation, and I look forward to spending more time with you, Dana. I really enjoy you. I really enjoy the work that you do, and it just resonates with who we are all called to be.